Salaam. Okay, we're gonna go. Salaam, what do this day mean to you? We know that you celebrate Juneteenth. You've talked to me about it years ago, before I even understood what Juneteenth was all about. I understood the ending of the war, but again, you've been a champion of this here, and you've pulled us together here many times, right here to protest, to do what that song said at the end, until justice is done. What do this mean? Because you really was the face of the 1741 project. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to thank every member of the 1741 project and representative of the United Youth Council Incorporated, the Foundation for Secure Garrett, National Action Network, and now 360 community group in Union.
Yes.
We're all together. We've been working on this project for some time.
Yeah.
We started 3 years ago.
Okay.
Pushing for this right here to be recognized. These two slaves that were persecuted, that was brought to a kangaroo court, that was murdered by the government of that time, Essex County, under the jurisdiction of Sheriff William Chetney.
Okay.
At this site or in this area, 3 African slaves were burned to death because of what they call a so-called slave revolt here in formerly Elizabethtown in 1741. So a dignified effort by our organization and others first asked the county to put a monument of some sort to recognize not only that day, but the persecution and the slaughter of thousands of slaves right in Elizabethtown, which is Elizabeth, New Jersey, and what ended up happening. But what we're here to say, those 3 slaves that was burnt to death will not be, under no circumstances, die in vain. They will be martyrs.
Yes.
And that's the intention of the 1741.
Let me interject this here, Salaam. Please don't move at this point. That you know, it seems like do you consider yourself actually a part of this whole thing? Because you know you in the winter had lobbied for this here. You marched for this here. We stood outside in this cold. But when it come time, when all the flowers is here and the tents arise and things are raised and things like that, that they don't call you up to say a few words. Do you feel slighted at all by that, Salaam? Do you feel slighted?
Well, yeah, we feel slighted, but we don't give a damn about that.
Okay.
This is about a struggle, and every struggle is there's a war.
Yeah.
President Douglas once said, "Power can see nothing without command, never did and never will."
Yeah.
He said, "Agitate, agitate, agitate," and that's what we did.
Okay.
And we got some remnants in memory of those 3 slaves that were slaughtered sometime around this time in 1741.
Okay.
And they was going to be unremembered, unmoralized, or anything like that. But these great people that stands with me and others stood tall,
yes.
demanded what is necessary, demanded that this particular monument in remembrance of not only the 3 slaves that were burnt to a crisp, but also the hundreds of other slaves that were murdered, raped, ostracized, tormented for hundreds of years.
The many names of torture that they have visited. Yeah, okay. There's a bee there and I was shooting a left jab to knock it off your hand.
Yeah.
Surely I don't want the leader to be stung. You understand? Slighted at all because you truly are Frederick Douglass today. You are Malcolm today. You are King and you're many more. So let's not get it twisted. Let's remember those that call us up at the wee hours or text us in the wee hours and say there's going to be a march. And we come out here in the cold with no hot chocolate and no coffee, but we come anyway.
3 years since 2019.
That's right.
And then through the COVID.
That's right.
Came.
Yes.
You know, sister right here, Sister Hassan,
that's right.
other representative organizations spoke out against the same because they would sometimes look like this wasn't going to happen.
That's true.
But you know, God be the glory in our efforts and our struggle.
Yes.
And we moved ahead and look what we got.
Okay.
We got this, and this is just a start.
There's
more to come. I'm going to say this also. The next step, I haven't said this publicly. But the next step, this building behind here, this county courthouse, there is a tower that used to house hundreds of mostly African Americans in their jail.
Yeah.
Since then, they moved all the inmates now to Essex County.
Sure.
So there's an empty building back there. We would like that building to become a museum.
Yes.
Elizabeth is formerly state capital. A lot of the history of slavery in New Jersey started here in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah.
There should be a litany of historical findings that should go into a building like that, and we should be a part of it. So that's our
Okay.
next step to push forward.
All right. Again, Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Goodbye.